So everyone,
Yeah.
this is Ben Ely. He's from Regurgitator, and he's going to chat to us a bit about the 4 Triple Z 50th anniversary.
Yay.
Yay! So, first of all, what's your earliest memory? Obviously, being a bit Brisbane kid of Triple Z.
Yeah. My earliest memory is going over to a barbecue at my parents' house when I lived out in the Bayside out at Cleveland. And a mate of mine um, who was really like switched on to music. And he would always get the time off or whatever it was in the 80s. And he was like, I remember going, the first time I heard Triple Z, he was like, "Oh, let's go and listen to this radio station in my parents' car." And I was
Yeah,
like, "Why don't we just listen to it in your room?" And he was like, "Oh, because it's like a naughty radio station or something." And
yeah,
he's like, "They have this radiothon on at the moment where they raise money." And I remember going out into his parents' car and him turning on the radio and listening to it like we're naughty kids,
yeah,
and going like, "What is this music?" Like
yeah,
when I was really young, like
yeah, yeah,
12. It was like 82 or something. So I remember listening to it there, just going, oh, wow, this is kind of crazy.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then from there, as you grow up and join bands, then
yeah,
obviously I kind of had friends that volunteered there, and
yeah,
they did a live to air with the first band I was in when it was at the St. Lucia campus.
yeah,
So, yeah, it was kind of all integrated with the local street press, and a friend of
yeah,
mine was in a punk band called The Walking Dead, and they played at the Outpost, and then he was like, "Oh, Triple Z played us," and
yeah,
then here we are in the paper playing at the Outpost this weekend, which I felt was quite um, amazing growing up living in the suburbs because I just felt so detached from any kind of
yeah,
sense of cultural cool because it was like a farmland
yeah,
and
yeah,
kind of very rural where I kind
mhm,
of grew up. It's not so now, but
yeah,
at the time it was. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, that's how I found out about it.
So I guess that really rolls into the next thing. As a Brisbane-based musician, how has Triple Z shaped you? We've all touched on that a bit, but through the bands that you've been in, how's that shaped you guys? Like, I guess culturally and directions as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's that thing as well. I mean, this is even long before even Triple J went national or whatever. And it
Yeah,
was like the only way you could kind of get your music out there was to, send your demo tape in to Triple Z, and they would support you and they would play you. And Brisbane
yeah,
at the time, late 80s, very early 90s, there wasn't really, no one was getting signed. If you wanted to have a career in music, you'd have to go to Sydney or Melbourne.
hmm,
So within our little scene in Brisbane, Triple Z was the kind of thing that nurtured you and sort of supported you and would play your stuff.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
So
and obviously, there was Triple Z Market Day as well, which was kind of
yes,
like our own little festival sort of
yes,
thing, where oh wow, there's like a bigger crowd than playing like the Treasury or the Orient or something like
yeah,
that. There's
yeah.
you turn up in this cool park and people are drinking VBs and like I
People are
don't
getting a
know,
bit
like
wild.
getting wild, but it was
Yeah,
kind of like a real great happening at the time. Yeah.
yeah. So what was your first professional interaction with Triple Z? And I put that in quotation marks because we know it was a bit, seat of the pants back in the day.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably would have been live to air when it was at St. Lucia.
Yeah,
And I can just remember, I think it was in the winter because I remember wearing a jumper or it being cold in there or something. But I remember that was the first time um, I actually played on the radio or had any sort of song on the radio. Triple Z was allowing bands to
yep.
play live, which was, I mean, it's pretty incredible for a local,
Yeah.
to be go on the radio station. Yeah, it was great.
Especially in Brisbane, I guess, where I guess a lot of bands probably felt, we have to leave here to do anything.
Exactly. So it did
Mm.
feel like, oh, this is our scene. This is how you kind of, advertise shows. It's
Yeah,
very different than now. We used to, used to draw flyers and stick them on, telephone poles and put them in at Rocking Horse in Kent. And it's
Yep.
like, how do you try and let people know the show's coming up? And Triple Z was
Yeah.
kind of really integral to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing. Um, so Triple Z supporting artists. As an artist yourself, how do you see them supporting, I mean, obviously there's your experience as an artist coming up. How do you see them supporting new artists coming through, and how integral is that support for them to sort of get onto the next platform? You because Triple Z, obviously, it's a amazing springboard for artists.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it pretty much the great thing about it is a lot of things change. Street press changes.
Yep.
It's not really street press now. It's a lot more internet driven. But the thing that's great about Triple Z is it's still kind of delivering the same sort of platform it did
50
for
years
me when
ago.
I was a kid in the 80s. I
Yeah,
mean, they're
yeah.
still like, oh, they'll play your stuff. And
Yeah.
oh, my friends can vote for this in the Hot 100. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a very much a great support for up and coming kids, and
Yeah.
that sort of platform hasn't really changed, and it doesn't look like it's going to. And the great thing about Triple Z is that it's supported by community and looks like it will be around for a while.
And they get to do what
It
they
doesn't
want.
seem like this thing,
Mm.
technologies change and morph, but Triple Z seems to, you know, people
Adapt
still listen
their,
to it.
yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah,
they adapt their approach to the new
yeah,
technology and keep their well-tested approach, I guess.
yeah, yeah, and it's still working.
Yeah.
Um, and it's still a way people find out about gigs, and it's still
Yep.
a way for people to, um, it's also a way for artists to support. It's like a bit of what is a symbiotic relationship or
Yep.
whatever, where the artists will volunteer their time for to be a DJ or
Mhm.
to play benefits and volunteer
Yep.
as well as subscribe. So I think it is a great format.
Yeah, it is.
And
It's fantastic.
yeah,
So what's your wildest Triple Z memory?
I got a couple, I guess.
Yeah.
The One of the craziest things they used to do in the early '90s was they used to do Triple Z presented gigs at the Wacol Maximum Security Prison.
Right. I
So
never knew
we,
about that.
you never knew about that. Yeah,
No.
bands would always like every week or 2 weeks or month, they
Yep.
would have bands that would turn up and go and play, like I think it was like the gym in the maximum security prison.
Yeah.
My first band, I was like, I think I was 18, 19, and the guitarist was like 16 and the drummer
Yep.
was 15.
Wow.
And we were supposed to play with like some band. I can't remember who. I won't say because I'll probably got it wrong. But someone got sick and they couldn't do it, so we
Yep.
just went and played the maximum security prison on our own.
Yeah.
We're like these little, like when I was 19, I looked like I was 12.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a late bloomer, let's say
Yeah.
that. But anyway, we turn up at this Wacol maximum security prison, and we're in this. They let us in, and we do all the security
Yep.
checks and go through the fields of razor wire and go into this big gym.
Yep.
And there was no guards. It was just like a couple
Yep.
hundred hardcore inmates.
Yep.
And the guards was two guards down the other end of the hall behind glass with guns.
Yep.
So we're
Oh,
just like hanging out, mingling with these
yep.
maximum security prisoners. And yeah, wow, that was intense. I remember this
Would have been
huge guy come up
terrified.
to me. Yeah, I was terrified. He said to me, he goes, "Does your mum know where you are?"
No.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was memorable, I
Yeah.
would say. That was pretty
Yeah.
memorable,
That's an
that one.
amazing memory to have, though.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I learned how to make a tattoo gun. Some guy taught
Yeah.
me how to make
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he taught me how to make a homemade tattoo gun.
Yeah.
And I
Give
went
yourself some
home and made
prison
one with my
tats.
well, yeah, I went home and made one with a friend of mine, and he ended up getting right into tattooing, and he ended
Yeah.
up starting West Side Tattoo,
Oh, wow. Yep.
and like way back in the day,
Yep.
Judd. And it's obviously the market days were a
Yep.
big thing for us. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I remember going to that one that was kind of where they had the police on horses in at
Yes.
Musgrave Park, and I
Yep.
twisted my leg stage diving, and I couldn't walk, so I couldn't run away from the cops. So I
Yeah.
climbed a tree.
You
I
climbed
remember
the
climbing
tree.
a tree,
Yep.
looking down at the police going through with batons, hitting the kids and stuff, and I was hiding in the tree and had to
Yep.
wait till all the cops went away before I could um, sneakily get my way home.
Yeah, right.
But
Brisbane,
yeah, the market days were great. They
yeah.
were pretty.
Brisbane was
Yeah.
pretty wild in the 90s for music.
It was pretty. It was pretty rough,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of optimism because it was kind of post Joe was
Yep.
when my kind of generation came into adulthood. So we had this kind of sense of optimism, but there was
Yep.
still leftover gnarliness with the police
Yep.
searching you a lot, and if you looked a bit funny, they would go through your bag, and
Yep.
it was still pretty. Yeah, it was still pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah. So last question. We've done well today. Because normally when you and I talk, we talk forever. I think our
Oh,
last
okay,
interview
yeah,
was an
yeah.
hour.
I do like a chat. I do like a chat.
Yeah. So Z50 coming up.
Yeah,
How amazing is that lineup?
it's so good. It's
It
so
is,
good. Paul Curtis put it together.
I know he
Helped.
did.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really excited because I used to love the market days,
Yep.
and I mean, I love music,
Yep.
but if a music festival isn't really corporate and doesn't have a lot of,
Yep.
you can kind of tell if you're being had when you go to a festival. And the
Yeah.
cool thing about market days is it was just like it's got, it's more about it's less about some fat cat making money and more
Hmm.
about the community. And
Yep.
anytime that happens, I think it's great. And
Yep.
I love Triple Z, and I always love the market days. So for them to bring it back,
Yep.
it's so great. And the cool thing is that I knew this Z50 thing was coming up, but I
Hmm.
didn't realize all these other shows are happening as well.
Yep.
There's all these
Yeah.
other really great gigs across the city around the same time. So
Yeah.
I'll get along to many of those as I can.
Yeah. There's one on a boat.
Yeah, like the old boat cruise.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yep.
was fantastic.
If you go walking along West End, there's still signs for the old punk rock cruises on a busted down jetty.
No way.
Yeah, way. I'll take pictures next time I'm
Wow.
down there and I'll send them to Paul to send to you.
I remember those. They were
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of scary. Like once you're on, you can't get off
Nope.
until, yeah, I'm stuck.
You're committed for the whole thing. You can't go, oh, this lineup's not doing it for me. I want to leave because no
Yeah.
one's swimming the Brisbane River, right?
Although I do remember a few people abandoning ship, and that was back in the day. I don't know if they'd do that now.
Taking the chances with the bull sharks.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be doing that.
no,
No.
me either.